If you just look at our overall journey that we've had with startups as part of the Startup Studio initiative, this started all the way back in 2016. If I just reflect back on the journey that the SAP Startup Studio had back in 2016, it was about 7 startups that we had onboarded back then. And then in 2017, we increased it to 16. And this time, our current cohort, we are talking about 16 startups that we will take along with us in the journey. And we also have 2 additional startups where we have a very dedicated, these are a little more mature startups where we have a direct go-to-market, joint go-to-market that we plan with them. So it's about 18 in the current cohort. So the current cohort started beginning of this month, and it will go on for a period of 6 to 8 months. So usually the cohorts have been about a year, but this time we look at shortening that period of engagement to 6 to 8 months. And for the startups, of course, it gives them the opportunity that they have access to SAP's go-to-market. We are looking into very focused co-innovation as well with SAP as part of the overall engagement model. And it's always been a balance of this early and growth stage startups with a focus on their go-to-market readiness, where they're looking at cutting-edge technology solutions which complement mainly our core solutions. The kind of startups that we've been looking into, right? So they're mainly in areas around technologies that, like I said, complement our core solutions. So if you just look at the current cohort, we are looking at startups which bring very differentiated capabilities when it comes to predictive analytics or blockchain, machine learning, or IoT, AI, or even in the area of drone technology, augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on. So we are looking at if there is a very good fitment from a core strategy point of view to our core solutions, and how these can complement and add value to SAP's core strategy and core solutions, right? So that is key, and this is where the fitment happens. And for the startups, like I said, Payal, is also about the access to the larger SAP ecosystem, right? So for them, it's also about helping them as part of their growth journey, giving them the market access. The reason we reduce the time frame and to 6 to 8 months is because, when we started in 2016, right? And like I said, we have kind of a reflection back on over these years on the learnings from the previous cohorts. And actually, funnily enough, it's the engagement intensifies after as well. Many of the startups move out of the cohort. Some of our strongest startups that we work with are alums from the 2017-2018 cohorts. Strengthen that collaboration with also certifying the startup solutions, bringing it into SAP's App Center. So the App Center, just so that you understand, Payal, is like a one-stop shop where you would find any kind of partner solution which is certified and made available to our customers as well as our sales personnel across any part of the world. So the reason to shorten it is nothing but, since that relationship goes, it's also a possibility for us to work with even more startups, engage with even more startups, and give them that opportunity that is so well deserved. So that it's not with that now that we are virtual, we kind of compressed everything. Not at all. It's because of the learnings that we've had that this relationship anyway grows. And really, the selection criteria for the cohort, it revolves around that innovation quotient, of course, which is demonstrated by the startups and what they bring to the table. But most importantly, it's also about SAP product fitment, right? It has to fit into our core strategy and SAP's right to win. And also what is important is the team composition, the team's understanding of the market and what is their sweet spot that they bring to the table, right? One of the areas that we've looked into this time, and particularly also given the times that we are all facing, Supply chain resiliency is one of the key asks from all of our customers, right? And just across consumers, across all regions, but also looking into aspects, again, given the current times, sales and operations optimization, hiring optimization. So these are some areas where also we just reflected on when we looked into product fitment strategy, but also given the current times, which are consistent patterns. These are consistent topics, and this has also gone into some of the thought process that we've applied when we selected the current cohort. Some of the startups that we curate as part of the Startup Studio are also funded by SAP.io. So, of course, we work hand in hand with the SAP.io program, which is the global program. And again, where there are specific areas, and this is not, I mean, the SAP.io program not just works with external startups, we also have an entrepreneurship program at SAP here in India, where we are also supporting entrepreneurs from the organization. And that's where these things all nicely come together.